Hi guys, so today I have my mid-month book haul for you. I've been kind of putting it off because I was expecting some books and now I have them all and I don't plan on buying anymore. So I'm excited to show you guys. I'd be lying if I told you what I knew most of them were about because I don't. But two of them are book of the month books, which I do know what those are about. The rest of them are bargain books. Most of them are from my library. They have a little book sale every weekend, so I kind of just, if I've heard something about the book, I kind of just picked it up because, you know, it's like $1 or $2, so I was like, it doesn't hurt. And then two of the books are from my used bookstore called Second and Charlie's, and I do know what those are about, kind of. So anyways, let's get into the haul. I'm gonna start with my book of the month books. I picked two. I picked one for the actual book of the month, and then I picked another one to be added on because I've heard so many great things about it. And the one that I picked to be added on was The Great Alone by Chris and Hannah. I've literally heard so many great things about this book and this author, and no, I've not read The Nightingale, and I want to. I just haven't picked it up yet. But this is about a dad. I believe he comes back from war, and he decides to move the whole family to Alaska. And they like it at first, but then they realize, wow, we like moved to Alaska. There's nobody out here. It's dark all the time. And that's all I really know about it, but I've heard amazing things, so I'm excited to get to it. And my actual pick of the month was Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. It sounded really interesting. It's about a girl named Ellie, I think. Yes, a girl named Ellie, and she's the youngest sister of 3 girls. And she lives with her mom and everything's great, and then Ellie goes missing. And obviously her mom doesn't know what to do, and it's been years. But then her mom meets a man and she's swept off her feet. She gets in a relationship, but then she meets the man's daughter named Poppy, and it looks like Ellie. It reminds her of Ellie, and then she has a lot of unanswered questions that pop up when she meets Poppy. Oh, it sounds really good. It's not a super long read, and I love the cover. I think it's super pretty. So if you guys pick this for your book of the month or have heard anything about it, let me know. All right, and then the 2 books that I got from my used bookstore. The first one is Bring Her Home by David Bell. I haven't heard anything about it, but the funny thing is I went to the bookstore and was just browsing, and I found this book, and then I ended up putting it down because I ended up having to leave quite quickly, and I didn't remember what it was called. I didn't remember who it was by. I just remember that it sounded amazing, but for some odd reason I remember that it came out in July of last year. I don't know how I remember that. I just did. So I went online and looked up all the books that came out in July of 2017, and that's why I found the name of the title of the book, and then I went back to the bookstore and found it. So that's how bad I wanted this book because it sounds amazing. It's kind of hard to explain, but basically this guy named Bill, a year and a half ago, his wife died, and then he has a 15-year-old daughter named Summer, and Summer and her best friend Haley disappear. A few days later they find Haley and Summer, but Haley is dead. And Summer is, it says, left beaten beyond recognition and clinging to life. Summer is in the hospital after this. She's unconscious, and the only thing she can say is no. Bill starts to wonder if that is really his daughter at all, and what happened to the girls when they were gone. And yeah, so I'm sorry if that was a terrible explanation, but it literally sounded so good, and I haven't heard anything about it, so I was just intrigued. Like, I rarely pick up a book that I haven't heard anything about that I just personally think sounds interesting. So if you guys have read this or heard anything about it, let me know because I'm super excited to get to it. I'm probably going to get to it after I get to all the books that I have on my TBR for this month. All right, and the last book I got at Second and Charlie's is Siege and Storm, which is the second book in the Shadow and Bone series, which this is Shadow and Bone. And honestly, I don't even know what this series is about, but I don't like reading the first book and not having the second book on hand because I like to read back to back a lot of the time. So that's basically why I picked it up. Actually, there's a mix of library bookstore books and Second and Charlie books, but I don't know which is which because I've had them for a couple weeks. So I'm just gonna go through them. Most of them I don't know anything about, but you know, whatever. The first is The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, which is J.K. Rowling. And honestly, don't even know what this is about, but it's J.K. Rowling and everyone loves her. And I actually have heard mixed things about this book, but I'm really intrigued to see what it's all about. I also picked up The Silkworm by Robert Galbraith, J.K. Rowling. Same thing, it's J.K. Rowling, and I actually haven't heard too much about this book. Maybe I just don't see it anywhere. So yes, but these books were only $1. So of course I was like, sure, like give those to me. This next book I'm super excited about, even though I don't even know what it's about. And it's called You by Carolyn Kepnes. I heard about this book by Peyton on Peyton Reads, and I love her channel. And she said this book was like creepy, but like really good because it talks to you like it's talking to you. That's why it's called You. So it like draws you into the book, which sounds so amazing, and I'm so excited to get to this. The next book you guys are going to be so happy that I finally got, and it is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Everybody's talking about the series. The last book just came out in the trilogy, and I'm still not on the bandwagon of reading it. So best believe I'm going to get to this book in the next month. Then I picked up World War Z by Max Brooks. This was popular like a couple of years ago when I was first on BookTube, and I haven't heard anything of it since, but I had wanted to get to it back then, and I thought I had it, but I guess I didn't, so that's why I picked it up. Next, I got The Boy Most Likely To by Huntley Fitzpatrick. I loved her book called My Life Next Door, which I just finished last month. So I wanted to pick up another book by her because I was surprised about how much I really liked that book. So I'm hoping I get the same vibe from this book. And it has like similar to the same spine, so they're gonna look so pretty next to each other. Now, don't hate me guys, because I know I said I don't like Gail Forman, but I decided to give her another chance since I only read one book by her. So I got Where She Went, and I also have, I don't know where it is, but I also have another book by her, so I want to give her one more chance to redeem herself, and I'm hoping she will, because I don't want to not like an author, like, duh. Next, I got The Initiation by Chris Babu, and honestly, I've never heard anything about it, but it came out, I don't know why I always check when books come out, but it came out this year, and it sounds like a good dystopian book, and I really love the cover. So if you guys have read this, let me know, because I honestly have not heard anything about it on BookTube. Next, I got The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. Again, I've heard a couple of things about this on BookTube, and so I decided to pick it up, and I love the cover. I love white covers. White covers just, they pop, you know? Next, I got Mila 2.0 by Deborah Drizza, and this came out a few years ago, and I remember it being like popular, but I don't remember what people thought about it. So I'm interested to get into it because I did want to pick it up at the time, and then I just never did. And last but not least, I picked Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee, and I didn't know this was like a companion novel to Killing Mockingbird. So I don't have To Kill a Mockingbird, so I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to this. Alright guys, so these are all the books that I got in the last couple of weeks. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys have read any of these books, please let me know what you thought. Also, go check out my April TBR if you guys are interested in what I'm currently reading this month, because I am actually sticking to it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.